Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over our learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to recognize the relative position of rational numbers on a number line, how to compare rational numbers and order them from least to greatest, how to recognize all numbers as being part of the number system, to determine which number set within the number system a number belongs, to recognize that numbers can belong to multiple number sets at the same time, and to recognize closure of number sets within the number system under mathematical operations. How are we learning it? Through the relative position on a number line notes and relative position on a number line assignment, as well as the infinite set closure part 2 notes and the infinite set closure part 2 assignment. When can we use this? To develop mathematical organization skills that allow you to organize budgets, use relative numbers to split checks and determine the cost of sale items, and to perform simple calculations such as a budget by recognizing boundaries of numbers to determine if adding the items in your budget will stay within your income amount. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the relative position on a number line assignment and 4 on the infinite set closure part 2 assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We'll begin by going over our learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. Once you're done with your Get It Started, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. Then we'll do our weekly raffle. After that, we'll go over the relative position on a number line notes, and then you'll complete the relative position on a number line assignment. Once you've completed the assignment, we'll go over it together and answer any questions that you may have. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your homework for tonight is to complete the infinite set closure part 2 assignment, to continue working on the reasoning with rational numbers study guide, and any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's take a look now at the relative position on a number line notes. Our notes begin with the learning goals and success criteria. First of all, what is a number line? A number line is a line on which numbers are marked at intervals used to illustrate simple numerical operations. So for instance, here's 0, here's 1. This number line in particular is called the real number line because it represents all the real numbers. Now, let's talk about location. So the difference between exact location and approximate location. So the exact location of a number on a number line requires a compass and straight edge to find and is in direct proportion to the unit length. So we know exactly where it is. Approximate location on a number line does not require tools and is an estimation. So it would be like saying we're splitting this check and everyone just put in $20. That's approximate. An exact version would be something like we're splitting this check, everybody owes $19.85 or something like that. So that's the difference between the exact location and approximate location. So we're given this unit here. So this is the number line. We have 0 and 1, and we're going to try to plot 1/2 on the number line. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of eyeball this. We are told that we're looking for the approximate location, so it doesn't have to be exact. So it should be somewhere in here. So 1/2 is between 0 and 1. So we're going to take that 0 and 1, and we're going to go about halfway through that. So we're going to break that into 2 equal pieces. Is that exactly equal? I don't know, but it's close. So we're going to go ahead and move our dot to that point here on the number line. So right about there should be 1/2. Is it exactly 1/2? Probably not, but it's pretty close. Now what about 1/3? Same thing, we're looking for the approximate location. We should note that 1/3 is between 0 and 1. So we're going to start with 0 and 1. And then we're going to break this into 3 equal pieces because the denominator is 3. So we're going to break it into 3 equal pieces. So there's my 3 equal pieces. Are they exactly equal? Maybe not, but close. And then we're going to go ahead and drag our point to that location, which is here. This is 1/3. So right there. Now what if the number is bigger than 1? So we have 5 halves. Well, again, we're finding the approximate location. We should note that 5 halves is between 2 and 3 because this is really 2 1/2. So we're going to copy 0 to 1 out and extend it from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. So there's the distance. We're going to copy it over here. So that should be a 2. And again, that should be 3. So now this is between 2 and 3, which is where we said this is. So now we're going to cut that area between 2 and 3 into 2 equal pieces. So right about there. So that should be about 5 halves. Again, is it exact? No, but it's a pretty good approximation. Now what if we're asked to plot a negative number on the number line? Well, this is negative 3 halves. We want the approximate location. We should notice that negative 3 halves is between negative 1 and negative 2, because this is really negative 1 and a half. So we're just going to take this distance from 0 to 1 and copy it towards negative 2. So we're going to copy it over here. That would be negative 1, and again would be negative 2. So I take that distance and copy it over. Now, here's negative 2, here's negative 1, so we're right, should be right in here somewhere. So we're going to cut that part into 2 equal pieces because the denominator is 2. So we cut that into 2 equal pieces, right there. And now we can say that the point should be right about here. That should represent negative 3 halves. There's a video here that you can watch on how to check positions on a number line using Desmos. Let's talk now about how to check the position of rational numbers on a number line. So first we're going to go to Desmos.com and we're going to click on Graphing Calculator. Now notice it forms a graph here. It's not exactly a number line, but if we look at just the x-axis, that is a number line. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in our values. So let's say we're trying to check where 3/4 is on the number line. So we're going to put 3/4, comma, 0 in parentheses. And notice it ends up exactly on the x-axis. And we can see it's close to 1 right here, but not quite there. So I can label that and check it. Let's say we want to check something else, maybe negative 5/7. So that's what we want to check, and we're going to go ahead and put it in parentheses, comma, 0, and we could check it here and see exactly where it is. So we can check the relative positions of these rational numbers and find their exact locations using this, and we can use this to check our work when we're doing our relative positioning. Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google. Let's take a look now at the relative position on a number line assignment. Our assignment begins with our learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here to take us to the Desmos activity. If we click on that link, it takes us to a page that looks like this. We're going to go ahead and click Start the Activity. Our activity begins with the learning goals and success criteria. We'll go ahead and click Next. And now it gives us a number that it wants us to plot on the number line. So in this case, it's 1/2. And it shows us that this is 0 and this is 1. So we know that 1/2 is going to be halfway between these. So if I cut this perfectly into 2 parts, it should be right around there. And all I do is click and place the dot. Then I move down. 1/3. Well, if I cut this into 3 equal parts, so there's like 1, 2, 3 parts. So right around there will be 1/3. And then I'll do that for each of these. So I'm going to plot each of the points until I get to the end. Once I get to the end, I'll go back to my Google form and click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and answer the questions on the Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.